Okay, peeps, here we go. So, what we have today is a little orchid, and actually that color looks kind of washed out in this. You see it here? I don't know. Alright, but as you can see here, hopefully, one of the buds, it's wilted, looks like it's about to drop off, and it's not looking good. So what we're going to do is repot it. People say that you shouldn't repot your orchid when it's got flowers on it because they're going to die. Let's cut that. Anyway, so what we're going to do is go ahead and repot this. Now with this, I did try and make like a little pseudo orchid pot, like the normal orchid pots that you see with the really great drainage. I've been trying to keep it a little moistened in there, but you can see it looks like there might be a little rot going on. Maybe some, that was rotted, now it's all dry. I don't know if it's too dry. I mean, I can feel it damp right now. It's not like so, it's definitely not dried out, but the top roots are completely desiccated. I've had it over on my plant shelf. It's been doing okay. As you can see, these flowers look okay. They look a lot brighter in person than they do in this camera. So I don't know if I need to change maybe some of this. That doesn't seem to be helping. Anyway, maybe they'll look better here. Actually, that does look better on the iPhone. Who knows? This is a different camera here. But anyway, we're going to repot it. We've got a little leaf here that's really yellow. I'm not going to take that off. It's wrinkled. These leaves are a bit wrinkled. There's some water spotting on it. So I got this for $5 at the grocery store. It was on sale. But it looks good still. So we're going to go ahead and try and repot this and see how it goes. So I'm going to be putting it in this pot. Oh shit, sorry, little orchid. So this pot is a little bit bigger. Now I'm using this mix. This is they're really big pieces though, so I might have to go down to the bottom of the bag and get some smaller pieces for this little mini phal. The thing I'm gonna do is get rid of this stake. I'm gonna get rid of this clip. Clip. And we'll set those aside. And now I'm going to get out my trusty chopstick. Let's take a look at these roots. So I'm just going to start real nice and slow here. And wow, it's really packed in there tight. I probably should have taken some of this sphagnum out of there instead of just leaving it as is. But I'm kind of new to orchids, so I've just been researching online, seeing what people say. Everybody says, don't mess with it when it's in flower, or you're gonna lose all your flowers. So I tried to mess with it as little as, there's some good looking roots in here though. Some not so good. So we'll see where it goes here. So I'm seeing a lot of stuff about like water culture for orchids, which seems interesting, but it also seems like a lot of work. I know my other phal, which we rescued from like the lobby area of our apartment, somebody had left it down there after the flowers were all gone. And for those, that's doing great. It's got a new leaf, it's in the bark, it's loving it. So I'm just going to keep going at it here and try and loosen up this brick of sphagnum. The roots are looking actually pretty good. And I could show you a picture of it when it was over on the shelf where I had it. It's a pretty good spot. It gets good light. So I'm just going to go in and try and remove the rest of this sphagnum the best that I can. So what is this? Oh, there it goes. So it is now March 2nd, and wow, it's like 20 degrees today and snowing. It's supposed to be colder this week, like 15, so you know what, it's hopefully it'll be spring soon, and some of my plants can enjoy the porch, because they do really well out there. They get a lot of sun. Now I probably won't put the orchids out there. I don't think they really need that much sun, and it gets really dry out there and hot. So I'll leave those near there, but not out there. A little bit. We're getting there though, as you can see. It looks okay. Still, so we're just going to keep plugging along here, and hopefully all goes well. We'll have all this out of here. We'll cut some of these dead roots off. Then we'll go about checking out the soil. Now the soil is going to be a whole different kind of deal, because like I said, those are really thick bark chips. So I'm not sure they're even going to fit in this little pot, so I might have to sift out some finer stuff. Now, the problem with sifting out the bark is that my sifter is in our storage area out on the balcony, and there's like 3 inches of like solid ice on the balcony right now, which means I cannot get that door open. So if I want to sift it today, I'm going to have to figure something else out, because that ice is not going anywhere. I tried. Okay, so we're back. Now, time to figure out what we're going to do with this one. Yeah, actually, so I'm going to try and get down to the bottom of the bag here. This is actually pretty consistently large stuff all the way through. Oh yeah, this is gonna work out. So I'm just gonna get some of this fine stuff out of here to use. So this is really nice stuff. It's got this really coarse perlite. It's got some charcoal, and it's really nice stuff. So I'm just going to try and get the larger pieces out of here, set them off to the side, because they're just not really the right size for this pot. So I'm just going to pick out the really large chunks. Like these would work great. Like I think it's a 6-inch pot over there. Like these large chunks work great for that. It's got new roots. It's got a new leaf. It's looking really good. So, but this size pot, I think they're just too big. So I think we're gonna go with that. So next, I'm gonna take some little scissors here. I'm going to clean these scissors with alcohol. Now the only reason I'm using these pads is because I had bought these a while back just for like emergency first aid kits and stuff like that. I didn't really ended up using too many, and there's like hundreds of them in there, so I'll use them for this. It's a great thing to have in the little plant kit. I keep it along with my tools. Really nice to have. So, loving that. So now, what I'm gonna do is let's get rid of these big bark chips. Okay, so here are the roots. Now, let's see. This one is pretty dead up to there, so we're gonna take that off. That one is gone. I'm going to leave the root. As you can see, that little root, I'm not sure if that shows up. It's just like the casing was dried up and fell off of that one, so I'll leave the root on there. Just like with this one, do the same thing. Maybe not, it's not going to come off. I'll cut that off. Most of these roots are looking okay. That one is just completely desiccated, so that's gotta go. You don't have to go, you don't have to take these off. Yeah, the rest of these are fine. So I'm gonna stick with that. Let's spray these down and usually when you spray the roots down, they'll get nice and green, so let's see what happens with these. Now, I think this little leaf here, I think this is going to end up falling off. I mean, it's yellow, it's wrinkled, it's not looking great. Now, these aren't looking great either. Most of these were inside the sphagnum, though. I think that's why they're not green. They just didn't get any sun, so there's no chlorophyll there. I think that's going to be the perfect size. So all these roots, except for like the very tops of these, are going to be in dirt. So I'm going to put some of the bigger chunks on the bottom. That's too many. So that's still too many. Get this position just the way I want it. Like right here, and I'm gonna start trying to fill in the inside of this. So I'm going around, I'm putting, bark, I'm putting the perlite in, I'm working it in there with the chopstick. Orchids are amazing. Now, I feel like it's difficult in here to grow orchids because, I mean, we struggle to keep the humidity up to 30% in this apartment in the winter. We're in zone 5A, so it's cold. I mean, our low temp one morning this year was negative 29 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but I think you could say it's pretty stinking cold. Let's see if I can get these down in here anymore. Oh yeah, see, this is where the chopstick comes in, so you can really get it in there nice. Now I don't think orchids like it really loose. They do like some air pockets, I've noticed. On my other rescue Phalaenopsis, I can see there are big pockets. That was the first time I've ever really done anything with an orchid, was with that one. So I didn't really know what I was doing. I still really don't. So it's experimentation, and we're learning as we go. So it's always a learning experience, and the next one will be better, and the next one after that will be even better. So I think that's looking pretty good. So here it is, rescue Phalaenopsis. So let's go head over to the sink and water this guy. Okay, so here we are at the sink. I have a water nozzle here that connects to a soda bottle. and I am using filtered water to remove the chlorine and just make sure the water's at room temperature. We leave the water filter sitting out, so that water is always at room temperature, so it's just perfect for the orchids. So I'll just put the sprayer cap on here, and as you can see, it's just going to give it a nice even light shower, and we just want to soak the media all the way through. So we'll spray it down, a good 5 to 10 times, just to make sure that the bark chips have soaked up enough water. Since there's already some water in the crown of the plant, I'm going to spray down the leaves and just make sure that they're nice and clean. Try to get the water spots off of them and make sure they're nice and hydrated. After that, I'm going to dry out the crown with a paper towel as much as I can. I'm going to try and soak up all the water between the leaves. It's very dry in the apartment, less than 30% humidity, so I'm sure it would just dry out, but better than safe than sorry. So I just want to wipe down the leaves, get as much water out as possible, and that's it. Next thing, I'm just going to put it on the shelf, and that's it. Few before shots of this mini Phalaenopsis before the repot. So these are just a few pictures of before, and now I will give you an update. So here is an update on this Phalaenopsis, and as you can see, some of the buds have dropped, a couple new ones have bloomed. It's pretty much laid over in the pot. I've had to put a rock here to counterbalance it, and it looks like there's a little algae growing down in here, just because it's getting some better light here. The leaves don't have wrinkles. The one yellow leaf did fall off, but otherwise it's looking pretty good. I would like to repot it into a bigger pot. This tiny little pot does dry out really fast. So there you have it.